I have proclaimed martial law in accordance with the powers vested in the President by the Constitution of the Philippines.
Pinapunta ako sa gitna, pinahubad ang aking pantalon at ang aking briefs. At yung isa ay naghanda ng stick, nilagyan ng sabon para ipasok sa aking ari.
I'm mystified sometimes by the lack of understanding of the simple fact that if you attack the government, you attack the state needs to defend itself.
I was raped. Pinagtulungan ka ng maraming mga lalaki doon, ng mga military men. Iba-ibang penises ang pinapasok sa bunganga mo. Maraming mga kamay na figuring your vagina.
Name me one person that was arrested because of political or religious belief during that period. None.
Ang worst na nagawa sa akin probably was the Russian roulette. Alam mo, pag nasa loob yung yung barrel sa bunganga mo, ang lamig. Sabi niya, sige, tingnan natin if you're lucky.
This monument in EDSA is a reminder of a pivotal moment in Philippine history.
I ask you now to be calm and to be prepared to express again your power as a people.
On February 25, 1986, tens of thousands of Filipinos marched in a bloodless uprising to topple the late dictator, Ferdinand Marcos. But more than 3 decades later, the Marcoses are back. In 2016, former Senator Bongbong Marcos ran for vice president, a position that could have easily made him president, just like his father. He lost to Leni Robredo, but until now he insists the election was rigged.
We join the Filipino nation in congratulating Your Honor on your election as Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Pinakamalaki nilang kasalanan recently is they cast doubt on yung electoral system ng Pilipinas noong 2016. Dahil lang sobrang selfish nila. Sa tingin ko, kaya niya ginawa yun, kaya siya nag-propaganda war claiming na dinaya siya noong 2016 is para ngayon, pag tumakbo siya ulit, pwede niyang gamitin yung narrative ng nadaya ako, kaya dapat manalo ako this time.
May I just follow up on the query of our chairman?
Bongbong's sister, Imee Marcos, was the governor of Ilocos Norte before becoming a senator. His mother, the steel butterfly Imelda Marcos, was a congresswoman of Ilocos Norte until 2019.
Local politics is determinative of national politics. The way they came back was through the same way essentially that their father made it to the presidency. Start local and then work your way up.
Ferdinand Marcos was given a hero's burial at the libingan ng mga bayani in November 2016, 27 years after his death.
Ano ba yung nasa isip nila? Sarili lang nila. Hindi nila inisip ang bayan. Pero yung dignity natin, ang dignity nila hindi na nila pinapakailamang as long as meron silang pera.
I am horrified and I am agitated. Dahil sa akin, napaka-personal ng pangyayari at bagaman matagal na, ramdam ko pa. Ramdam ko pa dahil walang closure, hindi para sa akin, kundi para sa aking kapatid na dinukot noong 1977, babae, at hanggang ngayon ay hindi pa nakikita.
There comes a time when sobra nang bugbog sa'yo na parang nag-numb na yung katawan mo na yun na yung, parang yun ang pinaka-threshold ng pain mo bumablanko ka na lang yan. Pero yung mental torture, yan pala yung limitless yan.
Amnesty International says 70,000 people were imprisoned, 34,000 were tortured, and 3,240 were killed during martial law from 1972 to 1981. The Presidential Commission on Good Governance also says it recovered at least 170.4 billion pesos of ill-gotten wealth from the Marcoses since its creation in 1986. It was best described as a kleptocracy. The Marcos couple holds the Guinness World Record for the greatest robbery of a government.
In the 8 short years of the new society, we have disarmed the criminals and significantly diffused the dangers of subversion, sedition, rebellion, and secession.
Parang meron kang mga good ideas, pero nakaw ka naman na now offset a lot of those particular gains, right?
The Philippines was far from the golden age many of his supporters claim. In just 5 years, the Philippines' external debt ballooned by almost threefold from $8.2 billion in 1977 to $24.4 billion in 1982. By 1985, the year before the EDSA revolution, 2 in every 5 Filipinos were poor. Aside from the financial crisis at the time, the political crisis in the country worsened after the assassination of Marcos' staunchest critic, Senator Ninoy Aquino.
Those that we oppose are happy with the material wealth. But for how long? I have written Mr. Marcos letters upon letters, and I told him, read your history, my friend. I have no hatred for you. I only have pity, because if you do not see and you do not remove the calluses from your eyes, if you do not remove your blinders, you will meet the same fate of all the dictators of history. I am going back to the Philippines, and if I have to go back to jail, so be it.
That creates a major crisis that climaxes with Marcos calling for a snap election. Grabe yung cheating na nangyari, and of course blatant yung cheating, right? So, hindi tinanggap ng taong bayan yung resulta ng eleksyon. Hindi nila tinanggap, so nagrally sila sa EDSA.
Nagkaroon ng EDSA 1986 dahil napuno na ang salop. Ang ibig sabihin, napuno na ang taong bayan sa plunder, pagnanakaw, at human rights violations ng Marcos dictatorship. Kaya nagkaroon ng EDSA 1986. Kaya napalayas ang mga Marcos sa Malacañang and out of the country.
Now, just more than a year before the 2022 presidential elections, the Marcoses have clawed their way back to power with the help of network propaganda. A systemic disinformation campaign to burnish the image of the Marcoses ramped up 2 years before the 2016 elections through Facebook pages and YouTube channels, amplified by social media influencers. These include hyping up achievements of the Marcos regime, denying the abuses, and vilifying political rivals. Up to this day, the lies continue.
Ang sumunod sa kanya si Bongbong.
Sa tingin ko, yung pinaka-importanting tactic na ginawa nila is sumakay sila sa mga fans ni Rodrigo Duterte.
The Marcos family's playbook seems to be working.
Huwag nating kalimutan yun na yung return ng Marcoses came at the heels of kind of real authoritarian moment in the Philippines, which was the 2016 election. There was a real acceptance on the part of many parts of the electorate of kind of strongman politics. And nakita nila yon as an opportunity to reintroduce their brand into the public.
Critics fear history may repeat itself as the memory of February 25, 1986 slowly fades away.
Yung promise ng people power of a more just, more equitable society were fulfilled, hindi magbabubble up yung demand for something so different like Rodrigo Duterte. Democracy is still the best system in the world. Kasi yung democracy allows for accountability, it allows for transparency, and it allows for voices to be heard, diba? So essentially, kung democratic tayo, may boses tayo.
Bakit po natin kinapasya ng batas na ito? Hindi makakahuman na kung sino-sino na lamang ang nirerenta.
While it did not fulfill its promise 35 years later, people power remains a shining example of courage and what nonviolent action can do. It also reminds us that no one stays in power forever.